Hey everybody, Gremlin here with the Gremlin Gamer, back with a Crimson Desert video. And so I just kind of wanted to do a little follow-up from the video from the other day because that was kind of meandering. And I just, for first of all, I just wanted to show kind of the strategy I've been using for farming the Biscuits. Initially, I was kind of save scumming for when I would get good ones. But the fact of the matter is that you kind of need just a whole bunch of them in general to actually get the really good ones because you kind of have to use the better ones. You'll see in a second what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just kind of really draws out the process doing it one at a time, and the chance that you're going to get something good when you can really go farm them pretty quick. I mean, today I was able to go and farm a little over 20 shields and maces in under 20 minutes. It's roughly, a set a minute uh, or less. And I got to say, using a bird, if you haven't got any pets yet or you haven't got around to getting a bird yet, the bird definitely seems to be the best for picking up those things. They just seem to be a little bit quicker about darting in and grabbing them when they drop them. Anyways, I was going to show basically it's kind of pretty straightforward. And then I was also going to show some of the locations where you can go and mine gold to get gold ore. Because it doesn't do any good to get all those gold eggs if you don't have gold ore to use with them, which you'll do here. And you'll actually create that in the same way that you'll craft a biscuits. Scroll over to the last menu, and then we've got two recipes for gold at the moment. That's the golden apple and gold ore, and then one that requires brimstone, mercury, and silver, which seems a lot more intensive and expensive than what we've been doing. Then there's this. So these are the ones that we're going to be working with. As you can see, you always, sure how I always end up more with the fortitude than the malice bane, but anyways, these are what we're going to combine. These are the generic ones that we're getting, but Biscuit tier 2, but these are ones that I don't really necessarily want to fuse. Uh, but there'll be other higher level gears that we'll probably get combining these. And at the bare minimum, I can make at least 19 of them in a single shot. That said, I do believe I already saved. And of course, if you've unlocked other recipes, there's some that you can just make outright if you've got the materials. But anyways, let's go ahead and give this a shot. Choose that. We don't want to substitute anything. Gonna do max of 19. Let's see, well, got all kinds of stuff here.
Welcome.
Let's just get out
I hope you
here and
found
see
what you...
what all we actually got. So we have an insight, which is always good to get, level 1, but still gives you a crit rate increase. Got a vitality, so that gives you regeneration, but it's only level 2. Haste, movement speed, level 1. Once again, still nothing to sneeze at. Got this at level 2. Frost Ward, not horrible, but not great. Hexbane, 8% to Earth and Beans. Greater Bloodbane. So this is one of the durable ones. These are more potent, but they are only good for a certain amount of time and then they break, and you can't repair them like a weapon or armor. Once they break, they're gone forever. So these are you kind of want to save for a special situation, I guess. but they do give you a pretty nice bonus, even if it's very specific. Malice Bane 2, Rand, critical gets leather. Infinite arrows 2, okay, that's kind of nice. Disarm, really? 1% chance to disarm is on hit. Um, well, that's interesting, because if you have the bash, you can kind of already do it already on reaction, I guess. Tier 1, Tier 2 shred. So let's see what we can do.
Sword. You'll find what you seek here.
Huh. Oh no, that's stuff I don't want to use. I don't do that either. Swift. Uh, great. That we definitely don't want to use.
I have been waiting for you. Until next time.
Now let's see. So that's one I already had. Same with that one. Those I probably should put on something. Composure. Those I would have been willing to spend. Ascent 2. Climb speed. Not all that useful, I guess. And as you can see, still got a ton of these fortitude ones left. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Apparently, some of these can't be combined, or I know in some of the cases, you need like two of the same, which apparently I don't have exactly. Double vitality. Might need to go check the other witches to see if they can't do stuff that this one doesn't do or can't do or something. Anyways. So next, let's go look at gold. This is one of the first ones. Also some iron ore there next to it. This is out over here past the ironwood, which also has some iron ore. We've got this crest thing over here. I probably need to unlock that. But just to give you a general idea, we'll back out a little here. So here's Unicorn Cliff. There's your base. So it's just kind of due west of the base, due west and south. There's that one. We'll go to it here in a second, but we got another one right here just north of town. This one here is up on this big plateau. I was going to mention too, I've already conquered it, and I'll try and go back and see if it's changed. But there's a fort here that you actually have to liberate. And when you first come in on this side, there will be some enemies you can take out immediately, but the rest of them won't come rushing in if you don't, I guess, run out over there. But the first additional building you see is literally loaded with food. So I guess my rule of thumb there is to slow your roll when you're taking some of these places, because obviously you can obviously go back and unconquer it, since they've changed that. But no, there's a stall there that is just dripping with meat, vegetables, fruit, grains. I mean, you can just completely stock up on food like crazy, before you complete clearing the area out. But we'll get back to that. First and foremost, we're looking at our goals. There's that one. I know there was at least 3 for sure that I found, but funny enough, the map was supposed to reveal like 7 or 8 of them to me, but these are the only ones I've found so far, despite the fact that my map's supposed to show them. Thinking there was one out west here, but oh yeah, way up north here, up in Pyloon. This is map on northwest side there. As you can see, from my path, that's kind of the way I had to take to get here, because there's some really funky mountains and such. And as you know, if you're still early in the game, and the freaking black bears here, or uh, it's easily one of the most hostile areas in the game to try and navigate. If you let the enemy see you, they will be on you like you won't believe. So that one you might want to hold off on, but these over here are actually in Hernan, so they're relatively easy to get to. Early game, you're not going to be running into a lot of enemies per se. The only other thing I would suggest is, if you hadn't by now, you definitely want to, let's see, where is it? I think I already cleared it myself. Oh, that's too far north. Yeah, Karen's Quarry. So I've already conquered this, and if you've already conquered this well, you might want to do the war thing again to reset it, because this is a good place to farm for drills. Similar to the method I was showing for disarming the shields and maces off of those other enemies for the Biskir farm, you will find enemies in certain parts of the quarry. They'll pretty much appear everywhere in the quarry, but there's certain areas where they're more likely to appear. And you can use the same thing. They attack you, you can shield bash them and knock the drill off of their arm. You or your animal can collect them. Now, why this is important is because it allows you to actually level up to about a level 4 drill without having to use any copper, any iron, any other materials for the most part. It's not till you get to level 5 and 6 that you do have to use an abyss gear, but basically it'll allow you to just keep combining drills together to get a better drill. Now, if you max it out, it will give you 30% more ore per drill. But as of right now, like I said, I think I got mine just to level 5 or level 6, and that knocked it up to 20% more. And that for me is good enough for now, because you really got to use a lot of Abyss artifacts to max it out to 10 to get that full 30%. And for an extra 10%, doesn't seem that necessary. But the drill, aside from that, is also just a lot more easier to use because it will collect the ore when you drill. You don't actually have to like stop and pick it up when it's falling all over the damn place. Especially if you've tried mining on cliff sides, that is so annoying. When the stuff starts falling down, you got to go find it. When you're using the drill, it just immediately puts it into your inventory. So it's super nice. And this is the place where you can farm those. The boss in this area will give it to you once you beat him. But once again, the key to leveling one up to at least level 4 on the cheap is by collecting a bunch of them. And that's the easiest way to do it. But if you haven't done that, or whatever reason you just have a pickaxe, hey, you can still make do with the pickaxe. Because most of these sites actually have a surprisingly amount. Most even out like on these cliff edges when you find copper or iron, it seems like there might be 2 or 3 actual nodes that you can mine, and then it's kind of like slim pickings for the most part. You know what? So let's go to, where was that other one? Let's go down to this one. I think this one's actually a little easier to get to, anyways. Where is it? Oh no, what happened? I didn't think it was that far down. Oh. Ah, yeah. And as you'll see, usually where any of these gold mines are at, there'll be telltales giveaways. Looks like there's been gold paint smeared around near it, and there'll be a stone blocking it that's been painted gold, more or less. You just do the power fist on it to shatter it. Always good to have some stamina boosting food and drink on you when you're looking to glide for a good distance until you've got your stamina really beefed up. Stuff. I just realized there's another one that's also off in Valencia, I think, but it's kind of hard to get to because the area is still hostile. This area might be hostile. Confused. It's the gold mine.
I don't lose to the likes of you.
I'm out of here. I'm still not anywhere near where I'm trying to get, apparently. Holy crap, these guys do not like me. Man. Place is just crawling with these freaks. Alright. Well, this one might be a little trickier than I thought, because I did not realize how hostile the enemies are here. I want to say it's in this cliff face here. Yes. Right there. What I was saying about looking like these gold spatters. Oh, that's what I'm trying to find that. Power fist into that. We are in. Actually, it's been enough in-game days that this stuff should have spawned by now. That's the thing to keep in mind about any of these sources you find that are, remain on your map. After a certain period of time, all of the stuff will respawn, so you can go back and farm it again after a certain number of days. Honestly, can't remember how long ago was when I discovered this area, but let's see how much I can actually get out of here. So once again, there's my mining knuckle, and as you can see, I've got it to, mining level yield 2, 20% additional minerals added. Oh, well. What the hell? Where is it? Lord, I give up. Is it not showing because I have it equipped? I mean, whatever. So you can see, more for that. 8. 3. 6. 8. 5. I lost count. I wasn't really keeping track, but that was at least, what, 7 or 8 actual nodes to mine just in this one cave, and on average you're getting anywhere between 3 and 8 pieces. I don't think I had any ore when I came in here, so let's see what I got now. No, I take that back, I did have some. Or I could be wrong. Surely I didn't collect 50 pieces. Maybe 25. I think I already had some of that ore on me for some reason. Anyways, so like I said, each one of these caves, you're gonna get a lot of gold ore out of there. And of course, once you get the gold ore, you take it and the golden eggs that you get from the other farm I showed y'all. Let's see, where was that? That is over here, Demonus, and that is thankfully in an area that is where are we at? More chill. Am I in the right spot? No, I'm wrong. Delecia, Demonus is blah, blah, blah. At the point in the story I'm at, I'm still in the early part and it's still hostile, but Delecia is not. And so once again, where you want to go get your hedgehogs is over here. This general vicinity. I'll go over there. And unfortunately, the closest fast travel I've found as of yet is over here. Down here near the Eastern Hills. But I think there is one up here on this island that might be closer once you get to that. So, that being said, maybe we'll just head up there real quick and see what we can find. See if it's actually an easier location to travel from. For the most part, jumping on your horse from here and riding up is not bad. Because like I said, this is not actually a hostile area. I know when I was making the previous video, I said it might be or it was, but it's not actually hostile. So, let's see. We want to go up here first. Let's see about putting Mr. Grips away. I'm getting distracted. Also, Just in case you guys haven't noticed the pattern, but almost every crossroad you come to, there's usually some kind of little shrine thing, and it's holding one of these sealed abyss artifacts with a challenge. Defeat 10 enemies 30 seconds with the blaster without destroying any surrounding objects. Okay. Yeah, I haven't even really played with him or much less found that weapon, so. Alright, where did my horse disappear to? First time in this city. Let's check this place out. Let's go around. Oh. Guess I just need to explore in there a little better. Fast travel is going to the castle somewhere there.
Yeah, what do you want? No chunks. Where's the chunks?
There's something on your mind?
Stocks, that's not what I want to keep. What is hidden over here? There we go. Put it back here.
Ah, yes, a newcomer. My daughter wove this cloth herself, you know? Isn't it something? I couldn't be prouder.
Aerial survey of the cities. That was kind of a waste. The hell?
I am gonna make so much raspberry jam.
Oh, 2 for 1. One by the church, one by the slums. Go figure. Or the jailhouse. What?
Have you heard the Great Marnie has completed the Iron Wing?
It's much more than a cloud cart or a sky galleon.
How did the Great Marnie even come up with such an idea? He truly exceeds all our expectations.
Indeed, a masterpiece for the ages. Once the Iron Wings take to the battlefield, even the orcs will lose heart.
They'll kneel before its overwhelming might.
I'd love to see its power up close.
I'm always climbing up the walls. Alright, I get out of this place. Guards are probably. How did you get in there? What the hell? Okay. Watch out, kid. Guess I'm flying out of this courtyard. I forgot we're actually trying to get somewhere. We already got there. So yeah, there's two more fast travels that are honestly I don't know really any closer than that one, but at the very least to get you in the city. I guess I should go ahead and ring the bell. Already unlocked or uncovered that much of this area, so I guess it wouldn't really hurt at this point. That's another little issue of contention is some people are saying it's usually a better idea not to ring the bell in an area until you've more or less explored most of it on foot, because that way you know where you've actually been and haven't been. If you ring the bell, then it kind of covers everything, and then you don't know where you've been and haven't been.
Have a good day.
Say hello to the clock tower. Bell tower, I guess you should say.
Finally, someone found me! It was really dark up there. I was getting worried no one would ever find me. Thanks for finding me. I'll show you everything around here as your reward.
So now you can see the fog has been lifted on this entire area of the map now. Ooh, pretty good sized chunk actually. Anyways, guess it just depends on your play style and what you want to do. Anyways, I don't really have anything else at the moment. As you can see, I'm just kind of already drifting and exploring. It was mostly just wanted to show you all that little strategy for farming, or I guess I should say making the bisque gears, so that you don't spend too much time just save scumming to get the perfect roll. I mean, you can still do that, but as most people know now, when you do that, like reloading your game is very time consuming. Like it takes almost a good 2 minutes for the game to reload itself. So unless you're just like doing like I did, like do all of them 15 at a time. Okay, I didn't really like that batch. I'll try it again. At least then you're getting more of them. But typically, yeah, it's just to do a few and then, okay, I get a good one, or after each one, it's like, yeah, I guess if you got all the time in the world, but it's just too slow, honestly. And like I said, farming them is really not that hard. It doesn't take that long to actually farm up a bunch of them. Um, Although it is a little annoying that some of them are not allowing me to combine them. Uh, and like I said, in some cases, I may just not have the right pieces, but we'll see. Anyways, that's it for this video. I will also be jumping back into Destiny 2 for the June 9th update. Um, you know, Everything said in the last video, I still haven't changed my mind. I think Bungie and Sony in particular are really screwing up. They're just really tone deaf to you know, just kind of like, okay, what makes you think that this is dead? It's not dead. It just needs a shot in the arm. I mean, this is almost as idiotic as Squaresoft saying for 20 plus years now that nobody wants to play turn-based RPGs, while they sit here and try and force Final Fantasy into being a action game. Everybody else has been continuing to make these, killer turn-based RPGs that are just like, okay, uh, have you not figured it out yet? You're barking up the wrong tree here. All you've done is pissed off a lot of hardcore fans. Same thing here. You built a massive fan base. Why would you turn around and piss in everybody's face? It doesn't make any sense at all. It really just doesn't make any sense. But despite that, there's going to be a bunch of content added. There's going to be new aspects, new grenades, uh, tiered gear, activities that haven't really been, any reason to play, or finally going to have a reason to play. So, yeah, there's possibly another month or two worth of reason to give this game, some time. But yeah, once all that stuff kind of wears down, runs down, everybody's played through it, it's like it's just a matter of time before it is truly dead. But hey, we could say the same thing about Destiny 1, and hey, there's people still playing it. I'm one of them. I went back because for the most part, no, I never did fully complete it. I mean, as of right now, I did the main Rise of Iron campaign, but there's all this other stuff you do after the fact that I haven't got to yet, and my light level is still dramatically low. I don't even actually know what the cap in Destiny 1 is at this point. I think it might be 400 or something, and I'm just a little over 300 at this point. So you know I've got things to play. I've got a backlog. I'm not sweating it as bad as some people because, in truth, like I said, the legacy of Bungie and Destiny is far from perfect. In that 10-year run, the games have had their highs and lows. And there's been a couple times where they admitted they almost shut down because stuff got so bad. Um, but it's also been one of these things, man, when they get it right, they get it right. And they impress, and they give us, they gave us some really good stuff. But, it's just kind of disappointing. It's kind of depressing. And more than anything, just because of the fact that it seems all completely avoidable. Just 100% avoidable. Just like, it's just like, okay, it seems like the people controlling all the money have no sense. Uh, And I think it's kind of a key thing that I've seen in jobs all through my life. And it just seems like you have the people in upper management are completely out of touch with what's going on at ground level. They're just completely and utterly clueless. Um, they're basing all of their decisions on a lot of really abstract information, and sometimes it's just completely, to the point where they don't even really care about the product itself. I mean, their decision is entirely tied around who fucking even knows. I mean, just trend patterns and other weird stuff, but with no context. How are you supposed to know? Oh well, yeah, the Eververse store was selling like hotcakes, this week. Why though? If you don't have any context, if you don't know how the game works, why people like playing it, and why the Eververse actually sold that particular week, how are you supposed to make any decisions based on that? You're not making any real decisions on anything relevant. If you're not on ground floor with everybody else, the people that are actually playing the game, the ones who are actually spending money on the game, how are you supposed to make any actual real decisions about how the game should evolve, or what you should be incentivizing, or how to get people to spend money with the game? I mean, I'm not a big fan of microtransactions, especially for just cosmetics. But, if it's being done in a way that's modest, which they honestly have not been modest with, and if there's people that are willing to pay for it, so be it. Um, it is an MMO of sorts, and it does require to keep it, rolling. They're on servers. I get it. It's one of the reasons why Final Fantasy 14 charges a subscription, which I still don't agree with, but they don't have, well, I'll give you that they're just kind of greedy too, because they do have in-game transactions as well. But, a lot of the stuff can be earned as well. You don't have to buy it. But that's kind of the trade-off, is you're getting this highly, highly refined game that, runs like clockwork. And because they're not as heavily dependent on microtransactions, they do have to charge a subscription. It is what it is, and even with that, I wouldn't have a problem with it when for the fact that they're literally charging you up front for the game. And, it's like, okay, you know, it's a good game. It's not that good. And I think that's where some people need to kind of get some reality on this. It's just, Destiny was a great game, and yeah, there was nothing else like it, but it's not the end all be all. Other stuff will come, other stuff will go. That's kind of, I mean, I've been playing video games since the mid early 80s, and I've seen a lot change in the last 40 something years. Um, and it's always been a roller coaster. It goes up, it goes down. Things get good, things get bad. Tech does this, tech does that. I mean, hell, we may be playing holographic games in the next 10 years. Consoles as we know it, playing on a TV screen might be passe. I mean, this is way beyond just traditional video games, even, but even genre wise, I mean, there's stuff that's just been abandoned that's kind of begging to be brought back. Um, you know. But anyways, we'll see where it goes. I'll have more videos in the future about all the different video games that I play anyways. As usual, hope you all are having fun with whatever you're playing. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.